One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. So let me be free. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on to his ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow, he takes his step, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Whistles report he pays his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
Man, oh man, oh man. We have so much fucking news in the news right now. So much love, honor, respect to everybody, man. Welcome. Listen, man, we have a big one this morning, as you guys see on the title here. Vice President J.D. Vance swears in Marco Rubio as U.S. Secretary of State, and lots more. There's actually more California wildfires, by the way, and San Diego broke out. So, of course, we're going to talk about a few of those things. And also, there's a hotel or something of the sort, like a train station, hotel, something in Turkey, where it just killed, unfortunately, killed like 50 people or 60 people and then injured another 60 people. So we're going to talk about that as well, what's happening around the world. But first and foremost, man, we got to make sure that you guys hit that like button on the way in. It's #1 metric of all of YouTube, helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. If you guys are brand new to the stream, hit that subscribe button because it's also free. Also, follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only myself, of my lifestyle, of the show, as well as Millennial Food Time. This is like better than my phone number right here. So appreciate you guys hitting me up over there. Also, if you guys are interested in the Discord, it's in the description down below, as well as please consider becoming a member starting only at $2.99 a month. Every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. CST, we have members only live streams for you guys in the Breakfast Club. It's amazing over there because we get to be quite a bit uncensored. Last but not least, for the call outs, man, of course, every super chat, super sticker, membership sign up, and gifted memberships are, of course, going to be shouted out. But if you guys would like to bypass that brutal 30% YouTube cut, we have these scrolling for the remainder of the show. And of course, I'll be shouting you and your message out. So I very much appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys are all having a good one. I hear you guys in the chat right now. You guys are saying like, it's super cold where you guys live. I thought I had it bad at 21 degrees. It's 21 right now. And I'm like, shit, man, this is fucking cold. But yeah, hey, Papa Penguin, hey, listen, there's no obligation here. You know what I mean? Like if you can only hang for a couple minutes, I'm honored to have you hang out for a couple of minutes, you know? But good morning. We got all of you guys up in here. We got Brother Steve Easy. We got Brother Slim, as well as Brother Glare. Man, shit, I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with us. Gary, good to see you, man. Glare saying that he has about an inch of snow already. That feels bad, but at least it's only an inch. Draining my account, pumping. Oh yeah, I guarantee it. What's up, Charles? Hopefully you're doing well over there from down under in Australia, as well as Jess White, who's also down there in Australia. Good to see you guys. You know, I got a question because you guys are talking about it in the chat. We saw Notre Dame last night play against Ohio State, man, and you know what's funny about that whole ordeal? I was like, Ohio State, yeah, of course they're going to win. They got themselves a $20 million team. What do you expect? You know, the coach himself is probably making like $5-6 million, you know, a year. No big deal. But yes, good morning to all of you legends. Good to see everybody. We got Barbie as well as Tiffany. Appreciate you guys. Trigger warning. Good to see you, man. Yep. That's right. Steve says, "No, I'm good. I usually don't get hungover because I just stay up." Hey, that's the way that you get around.
Oh shit! Oh
The
shit!
homie Tommy goes, "You don't want a hangover? Just stay up. You won't get a hangover. You'll be fine. Just, wait it out." That's right. That's right. Morning live streams hurt my beauty time. Yeah. Hey, I feel that. I feel that. And your beauty sleep, because for you, it's like 3:30 in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning for you. Rabbit of Chaos, good to see you as well. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this beautiful morning. We got Joker as well saying, "What up, Mike and everyone? Hopefully you're doing well." Joker actually gave me an update. He sent me some pictures of his knee, his legs, and the road rash from his crash. And man, it looks brutal. It looks like it hurts. So I feel for you, man. Hopefully you're patching up well. But that's right. Trigger warning. Absolutely. I see you guys. All right. How did the knee look? Yeah, that was brutal. That was fucking brutal. I got to admit. Hey, man, I feel it. I feel it. I even had surgery on my knee when I lost my leg. I don't know if you guys know this aspect, but when I lost my leg and I tumbled because they hit me, they T-boned me, and then I went flying. So I lost my leg as soon as the car hit my leg. And then I went flying for like a couple hundred feet or whatever. Well, anyways, that's a whole open wound leg. I mean, there was the bone sticking out and the rest of the meat gone. You know what I mean? So when I tumbled, there was asphalt that was going up through the wound and went all the way to my fucking kneecap. And so there was a whole bunch of like a gravel inside behind my kneecap. And so they had to do surgery on that as well. It took 4 surgeries to get me the fuck out of there. But hopefully you guys are doing well, man. KP up in the building. Shout out to my man. Feeling better, but still a bitch to walk. Yeah, I can guarantee that. What's up, Martin? Hey, Rockabilly's the shit, man. Notre Dame. What's up, Martin? I love that. What's up, brother Lee Lance? Hopefully you're doing well. Shit. I bet you're stoked that Ohio won last night or yesterday. We got Redneck Side Motorcycle Whip. Shout out to my man over there. Appreciate you guys. Can we look at the pictures? What pictures? Oh, you mean of my whole leg ordeal? I can. You know what? I think that some of you guys have seen it and some of you guys have not. I'll give you guys a really, really brief little thing because I don't want to like upset the YouTube bullshit because it's gory or whatever. But this is for educational purposes only. Okay, so this is for people. This is a testament to do not drink and drive. Do not drink and drive. And luckily, I did nothing wrong in this aspect. But this is what the result of a drunk driver can do to you. And there it is. So that's where they pulled me off of the street when they got there. They pulled me up there. And as you guys can see in the leg, it's completely wide open. It's a total bummer, as well as my whole back had to have surgery as well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So enough of that. So I got you, Charles. I got you. We make sure that you ask, you shall receive. What's up, allegedly? Saying proud to be an American. It's 11 degrees, man. I'm proud to be an American, but I'm not proud of this fucking weather right now. But allegedly, good morning. Hopefully you guys are all doing well, man. I'm trying to catch up with you guys in the chat right now. It's hard to be said. That said, when we win championships in Boston's every other year, shit. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, it's sad. I got you. I'm the guy that pokes it with a stick. Sorry. Hey, I get you. That's cool. It's cool. What's up, brother Frank? Good to see you, my man. Hopefully you're doing well. Finally watched that Johnny Depp movie, Black Mass, last night. I did not see that, by the way. A bit of a letdown. State of Grace and Sean Penn was much better and basically the same story. Shit. Well, I don't know anything about movies or any of that kind of shit because I've watched like 15 movies in my entire life. Applying heat and Hooverism to certain organic plant matter for the optimizing of the mental and physical well-being. What's up, Pablo? Good to see you, man. I like the words there. Yeah, we don't want to see your only nubs pictures. Save them for Jess. No, I save them for my only legs page where you guys can send me $9.99 a month. You know what I mean? If only that were a thing. Because I guarantee I can make a lot of money over there. American Uncensored, good to see you as well. Damn, that's got to sting. Yeah, it stung a little bit. Yeah, it's no big deal. Your hair still looks good. Yeah. I guess I've fought through it with my hair, huh? Stay in South Florida, it was like 49 in the morning, too cold for me. Yeah, fuck that. All right, we're about to get into the fucking madness, dude. Yeah, no, straight jacket, be safe out there, bro. Damn, Mike, that sucks. You bounce good though. Hey, bounce back. That's what it's all about. Listen, everyone is allowed to fall down. You're not ever characterized by your character when you fall down. It's all about how you pick yourself back up. You know what I mean? That's how people are going to see and judge you. And like Lee Lance says, stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
That's right. Make sure you guys hit that like button, man. Appreciate you guys. We're about to get into the madness right this second. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and bring this up. This is immediately as, by the way, I have not seen this. This is happening live, essentially, just not that long ago. Oh, fuck my camera. Hold on. Let me once in a while, I get these lag. I don't know what it is with this camera. But anyways, so they were waiting for Marco Rubio to come out for JD Vance to swear in Marco Rubio. And I have it exactly where Marco Rubio is starting to walk out, but I have not seen not even a second of it. So here we go.
Nope, right on cue. Here we go. We're going to listen in here as...
Yeah, that's totally unacceptable, by the way. Yeah, 35 people watching. You guys got 13 likes on the video. Yeah, come on, dude. That's absolutely absurd. That is absurd. I tell you. Let me make sure that if I refresh the page, that what it is. It's at 17 right now. So you guys hit that fucking like button, yo. Appreciate you guys. Come on. I don't ask you guys to send in money or anything like that. I just ask you guys to hit that like button. Helps.
Vice President JD Vance swears in Senator Marco Rubio.
That's right. That's true, Barbie. Facts.
Senator Rubio's family, especially his 4 beautiful kids and his wife. Thank you guys for being here. It's a great occasion. I will say that it's pretty hard to top being sworn in as vice president.
Cheers.
And then the Buckeyes win the national championship the very same day. But this is a hell of a start to a run because Marco is one of my favorite people in Washington. And you know, he's a son of Cuban immigrants to this country. He grew up in very humble beginnings, but he has an incredibly deep love of our nation. He is a bipartisan solutions seeker, a guy who can actually get things done, but a conservative of great principle and great vision. And I think more than almost anybody that I've met in Washington the last few years, Senator Rubio, I think, understands the distinctive priorities of President Trump and why it represents such a significant and frankly important and needed departure from a generation of failed foreign policy. Senator Rubio will be the chief diplomat of the United States of America, but he will remain a friend. I'm proud to know him, and I'm proud to do this. So, Senator Rubio, thank you.
Yo, Brother Claire coming in with the $3 super sticker, man.
I also,
proud to be an
want to
American.
thank President Trump for nominating Senator Rubio and giving me a first easy swearing in. This is the first time I've ever sworn in an official in the United States government. And I want to thank Senator Jim Risch and his family for making this easy. You guys got this done and got it done very quickly. 99-0, right? I think even I wouldn't have got close to 99-0. So Senator Rubio, it's a great testament to your career of service.
99-0.
And this is a new chapter, man. But I think you're going to do great. So great. So I think that we're going to administer the oath, and then, Senator, you'll say a few words. Is that right? Let's do it. Okay.
Nice.
So please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Marco Rubio.
I, Marco Rubio.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend.
That I will support and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies.
Against all enemies.
Foreign and domestic.
Foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
You know what's funny is I'd fuck it up repeating shit back to him. I'd be like, what was that last part? You know what I mean? I'd be like, what?
I will well and faithfully discharge.
The duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
The duties of the office of which I am about to enter.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
Well, he's official now. Official now.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President, for making time. It's been a busy
72 hours, yeah, maybe longer, but 96 hours, I guess. But first, I want to thank Jeanette, my wife, who
What's
has
up, Go
been
Bar,
so
my
supportive.
man?
As
Shout out to
Vice
my man
President
right
knows
there.
well, it's impossible
And
to
the
do any of
sponsor of
these
the
jobs
show.
we do here, including the Senate, but now in this new role, without the support of our family and particularly of our spouses. And so thank you for being supportive every step of the way. I would not stand here before you today without that. I'm also thrilled and grateful that all four of my children are here. They're the most important legacy any of us will leave behind. The most important job I'll ever have is that of a father and a husband. And I'm honored that they were able to join us. Amanda, my oldest, Daniela, my second, Anthony, our third, and then Dominic. I'm very happy they're able to see this today. I also want to thank my colleagues, Senator Risch and Ms. Risch.
Yeah, I actually like Rubio too. I know, not everybody does, but I think he's well spoken, and I think he has fairly decent policies that he's had. You know what I
joining
mean?
us. He did
And
a
what
great
he's
job
backed.
managing the committee, which brought us here to this point. But he's also been one
What's
of my
up, Hank?
closest
Good
friends
morning,
in
my
my
man.
time in the U.S. Senate. In fact, we, by reason of chance, certainly not by design, we wound up basically being first and second behind one another on seniority in every committee.
Yeah,
So
Steve, I saw it. I saw it. You know what I chalk that shit up to, honestly? I think that Elon Musk, I think honest truth is that he lacks social maturity. I think that sometimes this dude is so, you know, when people are so brilliant, like that autism level, that they're just retarded sometimes. Yeah, I think that is what literally happened right there. I'm going to be honest.
we even sat next to each other on the floor. So people thought it was a plot. It was not by design. And
Yes, he does,
but it's
SNS.
one of the most special relationships I've established. And obviously, it's an honor to be with the vice president, who I think is going to be phenomenal. It's someone I knew and admired and actually relied on for policy ideas before he was even elected to the Senate. And now we'll do an extraordinary
That's
job.
true, Steve.
For the president. I can't think of a better voice for the world and for the president's policies. As far as the task ahead, President Trump was elected to keep promises, and he's going to keep those promises. And his primary promise when it comes to foreign policy is that the priority of the United States Department of State will be the United States. It will be furthering the national interest of this country. And he's
Yeah, did you guys hear what Trump did? He put a hold on all foreign aid for 90 fucking days. Zero aid. And the way that they put it was like, well, we want the war to end. Fucking W. Stop funding Ukraine. We saw that shit coming, though. We knew that shit was going to stop as soon as Biden got out. There was no more going to be Ukraine money laundering for the Biden administration and his fucking family, who he also did you saw the pardons with his own family. And, why are we pardoning innocent people? Because they're not fucking innocent. You know what I mean? Those fucking people, they're taking money straight there from Ukraine that was sent by us type shit. Yeah, it's a whole scheme. You know what I mean? What's up? Glare saying for $5 saying not sure what to think about Rubio. Well, we shall see if he does good or not here. I mean, he's sworn in now. So we will see what he does. But Glare, thank you so much for that super chat, by the way. I always appreciate you, my man.
Given us a very clear mandate. President Trump's made it very clear. Everything we do, and this is true in government, but especially
Your
at the
motto,
Department
good to
of
see
State,
you.
everything we do
My
must be
man.
justified by the answer to one of three questions. Does it make us stronger? Does it make us safer? And does it make us more prosperous? If it doesn't do one of those three things, we will not do it.
Yes, Pablo. And they even named it. They named it like this. So 1,500 of the what do they call them? They called them I'm trying to remember the exact nomenclature they used, because they didn't say conspiracy committees, or they didn't say that exact term. I'm trying to remember exactly how they put it. Not refugees, not prisoners. What did they use? I'm trying to remember. I'll think of it.
And so that is the goal, and that is the task, and that is the promise that he was elected to keep, and that is the promise he will keep, and we will help him keep. It's a transformational moment. The United States, I think, is now, as President Trump pointed out last night, and I believe deeply, we are headed.
Unfortunately, and fortunately, for both, something that I recently learned, that pardons cannot be reversed. So when the new administration comes in, for instance, like how Fauci just got a pardon, right? Unfortunately, Trump cannot take away or revoke that. It's something, it stands. Once you pardon and it's the process has already gone through, it's over. It's over. You can't do shit about it now.
Into a new era that I think will make the world a safer place. We have a president who yesterday, President Trump made clear in his inaugural speech that
Right, Steve.
one of the primary goals of American foreign policies is
But they can still go after you on the state level. They just can't go after you federally. They can still go after you on the state level, and that's the only way around a presidential pardon. Just an FYI.
promotion of peace. Of course, peace through strength, peace and always without abandoning our values. But I think it's extraordinary that it's something that needs to be said and hasn't been said enough in recent memory. And we look forward to being a key part of helping the president achieve his agenda that he has a clear mandate to keep. If I may take the liberty for just 15 seconds to say something in Spanish, because I know a lot of people back home would be very proud, and I want to make sure I acknowledge that. Quiero darle las gracias a Dios, a mi familia que no está aquí con nosotros hoy, a mis padres que vinieron en este país en el año 1956. Y
Speak to your
el
people.
propósito de su vida
Speak
fue
to your
que
people.
nosotros pudiéramos vivir los sueños que no fueron posibles para ellos. Es un honor increíble ser el secretario de Estado del país más poderoso y más bueno en la historia de toda la humanidad. Y es un gran honor y le doy las gracias al presidente Trump por esta oportunidad. I just said I saved a bunch of money by switching to Geico. That's what I said. So. And I want to end by thanking Almighty God and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That is truly the singular purpose of our lives. It's the most important priority. It's the only thing that will matter when we take our last breath on this earth. But this is an extraordinary opportunity that would not have been possible
Hola, señor, ¿cómo estás?
with God's blessings. I'm honored and I'm privileged, cognizant of responsibility. And I want to thank
Definitely not, Martin. No, that's not true. It's the number 2 language spoken in America. English will always dominate.
President Trump for his confidence. We will work hard every second of the day to help him achieve the agenda the American people have given him to achieve. Thank you.
Hostages.
Thanks for
That's
being
what
a part.
that's the nomenclature, by the way, for the Jazz Sixers. They used hostages. 1,500 hostages are going to be released. Yes.
For this today. God bless all of you.
Thank you, Pablo.
Thank
I was
you.
trying to think of it.
Bye, y'all. Thank you. We'll talk more soon.
We'll talk more soon.
That was now former Senator Marco Rubio being sworn in as
Yeah,
U.S.
it's a lot of Spanglish. A lot of Spanglish.
Secretary of State by Vice President J.D. Vance. He is now serving on President Donald Trump's cabinet.
Yeah,
Gonna give
Yamato, honestly, I'm going to wait to give a take on the whole thing regarding Vivek. I'm going to be honest. I was never a huge fan of the dude. I wasn't like, oh, fuck yeah, type of thing. But the truth is I don't even know why he dropped out. So that's me being fully transparent. I don't even really know. I've been focused on way too many other shit to even focus on Vivek. You know what I mean?
you a live look at the Capitol this morning on his
I don't
first
know
full
the
day
answer to
as
that, Charles.
Secretary of State. Marco Rubio
Yeah, it was
is meeting
hostages.
with his counterparts from a group of countries known
Yo,
as
we got Mount High up in the building. Oh, shit. Oh, man, I left my left-handed tobacco over there. All right, let me catch up with the chat, and then I'll grab my left-handed
the
tobacco.
Quad,
Well, good to
which
see you,
is
Mount
made
High.
up of the United States plus India, Japan, and Australia, representing
What's up,
nearly
Chris W?
2
Good
billion
morning.
people
Good
and
morning.
more than a third of global GDP. The grouping has been around for more than 15 years, but has recently grown in importance. Of course, all of this coming after the Senate quickly confirmed Rubio as Secretary of State yesterday, President Donald Trump's first day in office
Yes, Butch Gone.
after
I'm going to
his
grab it right now.
inauguration ceremony, voting unanimously. The Senate voted unanimously to give President Donald Trump the first member of his new cabinet on Inauguration Day. He is a Republican. He was a Republican senator from Florida, and he's among the least controversial pick of Trump's nominees. And the vote was 99-0. And again, we're still waiting to see if we get any more of those confirmations. And we'll bring it to you here on Live Now from Fox. Let's go away for another 2-minute break.
All right,
We'll
we
be
got
right
it.
back.
Boom. Now we're going to skip this 2-minute break because we ain't We don't get paid for your breaks. We get to skip right through this bitch.
And welcome back to.
All right, so they're doing the prayer service. Okay, so the one thing that I really, now that is over, we have a few things in the media that I would like to cover because there's a lot of shit going on, sadly, because there's, as you guys are going to see right now, we're going to move into San Diego wildfires as if California could not get enough heat, you know what I mean, from these fires. And here we go with San Diego. Shit. Good morning, Dark Soul. Good morning,
Welcome
my
back
man.
to Live Now from Fox.
Brother
We
Hook
actually
Dog,
do
my
have
man.
some breaking news to take you out to right now. Out of San Diego, California, mandatory evacuations are expanding in Southern California this morning as 2 wildfires are burning in San Diego County, with powerful Santa Ana wind gusts creating dangerous fire conditions, officials are saying. Both the Lilac Fire and the Pala Fire started early this morning, and they're threatening homes and businesses. This is according to CAL FIRE this morning. Here's what we do know. As of now, the Lilac Fire has burned approximately 50 acres with a moderate rate of spread. The Pala Fire has consumed about 30 acres, and officials say they have stopped its forward rate of spread. But you can see right now what firefighters are dealing with this morning. We can see just how large this fire really is as we're giving you this live look out of San Diego right now. Evacuation orders have been issued for communities
Up
in
in
proximity
flames.
to the Lilac Fire.
It's time.
The causes of
Left-handed
both of these
tobacco.
fires are still under investigation. Fox weather meteorologist Craig Guerra said right now, critical fire weather extends all the way down into San Diego County, and elevated fire weather goes into the high deserts. And even with these wildfires in Los Angeles that we've been telling you, those winds really do make it difficult to contain these fires.
That's
and
right,
of course,
KP.
there's always the concern that additional winds could just further expand fires as well as start new fires. And right now, the National Weather Service recorded wind gusts of nearly 90 miles per hour late last night into portions of San Diego County. The region has been placed under a high wind warning.
Nope. I don't think that, the truth is, I don't think Newscomb can get away from this. Like, you know, like everything else. I think this one's pretty hard to pin on Trump.
Until later this afternoon, and a red flag warning until tomorrow night. So if you are just joining us on Live Now from Fox, more breaking news out of San Diego in relation to wildfires as they're forcing mandatory evacuations amid these dangerous wind conditions. Those 2 fires, again, the Lilac Fire.
I wonder if any homes are in like the way of this fire. Like, what's the landscape around this fire? Are there homes around here? Like, I don't even know what part. I mean, San Diego County is humongous. It's just like LA County. It's humongous. They're fucking big areas. The county itself, not just San Diego, the county. And that's what they said. It's in somewhere in San Diego County. And that runs all the way up basically almost to Temecula, where I moved from. You know what I mean?
The Pala Fire, they're threatening homes and businesses right now in San Diego County. And the cause of these fires is still under investigation as of this morning. I do want to read those numbers to you. What we do know as of right now, the Lilac Fire has burned approximately 50 acres with a moderate rate of spread. The Pala Fire at about 30 acres, and officials say they have stopped its forward rate of spread. We do know that these numbers constantly update, and so we will check CAL FIRE's website.
Yo, straight jacket. There are, so the swear-in happened with Marco Rubio by JD Vance. And currently in San Diego County, we have this going on where 50 acres have already been burned. And we don't know the landscape yet because we just started watching it. I have no idea what the landscape is, if there's homes around here or what the ordeal is here. But we're going to find out.
Bring you the latest once we do know a bit more. For right now, though, I do want to head over to the World Economic Forum, as right now we're hearing from Ukraine.
Wait, you talking about me? Oh yeah, that's right. Lee did hit me up on something like that. What is he making, Tiffany? You gotta let me know.
President Volodymyr Zelensky, he is addressing them right now. And a bit earlier today, we were listening in to some of those preliminary discussions, as this is the first day of the World Economic Forum, and we can expect the topics to be surrounded around President Donald Trump's presidency and moving forward. So let's head over there and listen in to those remarks.
God damn. Hell no. What the hell was that all about, man? World Economic Forum. Fuck that. Let me see if because I did see in the very beginning about the fires. And okay, this is the ordeal that's happening in Turkey that I told you guys about. Now, this is when it was first reported early in the morning. This would be 4 in the morning my time when they reported this, saying at least 10 dead, 32 injured in a hotel fire at a ski resort. That's what it is in Turkey. Now, the numbers have jumped up to like 60 killed and like 60 injured. But I want to see the very beginning of what it was reported in the very beginning here, because I want to see what the ordeal is. I want to know what happened.
Because I want to turn to another breaking news headline here on Live Now from Fox. Take a good look at your screen. Compelling video coming into our Live Now from Fox Studios on this Tuesday morning.
Yeah, it's compelling.
Associated Press
it's on fire.
Reporting a fire at a hotel at a ski resort in northwestern Turkey on this Tuesday killed at least 10 people and hospitalized 32 others. The fire broke out at around 3:30 a.m. in the restaurant of a 12-story grand hotel in a resort of a Bolu province. The cause of the fire remains under investigation this morning. We're learning from AP that 2 of the victims died after jumping from the building in panic. And we're also being told that some people tried to climb down from their rooms using bed sheets and even blankets. We're hearing at that time there were 234 guests staying inside of the hotel. A ski instructor from the hotel spoke to AP, saying he was asleep when the fire erupted and he rushed out of the building.
How did it erupt?
He goes on to say that he did help some 20 guests escape out of the hotel. We're also hearing that the hotel was engulfed in smoke, as you can see with the video on your screen, making it difficult for guests to locate the fire escape. Images showing the roof and top floors of the hotel on fire. The government appointing 6 prosecutors to lead an investigation into this fire this morning. We know the 161-room hotel is on the side of a cliff.
Yep, I would imagine for Biden, next stop, Ukraine. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Mr. Boulay up in the building, sending in a 10 spot, saying belated Happy Liberation Day. Make American and Alabama great again. Roll Tide, baby. We got Alabama's finest up in the building. Appreciate my man up in here. Appreciate you, Mr. Boulay. And good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. A lot going on in the media, as you can see. For the last, I guess a lot has been happening in the media for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I'm going to be honest. But the truth is pretty much the last week has been insane. So hopefully you're doing well, my man.
Hampering efforts to combat the flames, we are learning at this time. But the good news is you were able to see emergency personnel and responders were finally able to get to the hotel. But just tragic news, we're learning that other hotels at this resort were evacuated as a precaution, and guests were placed in.
By the way, everybody, quick call to action. You know what I mean? Hit that like button. I very much appreciate you guys. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free. Appreciate you guys.
Hotels in and around that vicinity. So again, tragic news we are learning on this Tuesday morning. At least 10 people are dead, 32 injured in this hotel fire at a ski resort in Turkey. As we get more information in as it relates to this break.
So I do know that they do report on this again, I believe. So let me go ahead and try to find the updated report on this. Okay, there it is.
Top of the 6 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. Good morning to you.
Let's see if they have any update.
I'm Jeanne Francine. As we embark on our 6 o'clock hour, we are following breaking news this Tuesday morning. It takes us out to Turkey. I want to give you a live look.
If we get any snow where I live, at least in my town, I don't know how it is for the rest of Alabama. I'm going to be honest. But here where I live, if there's even the slightest bit of snow, everything shuts down. Everything. Everything shuts down. People don't drive. People don't do shit. You know what I mean? Unless you got a 4x4 or whatever. But even then, they're like, even me, when it snowed that day, I was like, man, I'm not even going to put on my leg today. You know, I'm just going to hang out in the house. And I did. I mean, you guys know that I'm super active. Like, I'm always out and about doing something, you know. But yeah, everything fucking shuts down. Like, businesses start closing down and shit. It's so funny. Anyways,
As we see, several emergency responders are in place following a fire. Early this Tuesday morning out in that area, we're learning a fire at
21
a hotel
degrees here.
at the ski resort in northwestern Turkey on this Tuesday. Unfortunate news. Killed
Yo,
at
we got
least 10
Ants and
people.
Knowles up in the building. Shit, man. I haven't seen your ass in a minute. Hopefully you're doing well, my man. Good morning. Good morning. Did you have a good Robert E. Lee day yesterday? I sure the fuck did. And I really hope that you know, everyone else did as well. Absolutely. We got Tats over there, by the way, in England. Shout out to her, saying morning to all of us. Good afternoon, early evening to you. Hopefully you're doing well.
People and hospitalized 32 others. This is an ongoing investigation. The fire breaking out around 3:30 this morning in the restaurant of this 12-story hotel at this ski resort. The cause of the
12
fire
stories.
remains under investigation. We're told 2 of the victims died after jumping from this building in panic. And then reporters saying that
what do you mean? Just fucking go down the stairs. It looked like just the top was on fire. What are you doing? Why were you jumping out the windows? This isn't like some 7-Eleven days, you know? And I have to say it like that because YouTube is very weird about that number, that other number that starts with a 9. Yeah, you know what I mean. He sent a pic on IG. Okay, I'll check it when I catch up with the chat. I definitely will. Turkey's having a bad week. Turkey also has 30 dead and 48 hospitalized from bad booze. What? No fucking way.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
From bad booze? I didn't even know that's a fucking thing. That's crazy. That's sad. Very sad.
people are reporting that you could see people trying to scale down the side of this building.
That's
by
right, Mr.
using,
Boulay.
Blankets and even sheets from the bed.
Yo,
so just want to provide
What's
that
up?
perspective.
Daddy Trump is home. I like that name, by the way, saying Daddy is home, the great white hope. And I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free. Yes, sir. Good morning.
There's still some flames on this building at this time. Once they pan from the ground and up, we can show you that in real time. We know that this hotel has 161 rooms and sits on the side of a cliff. So
I'm going to check it here in a
takes some
second.
time for emergency responders to actually
Brother
get
Joseph, my man, stop the cat.
Stop the cap.
Good to see you, legends. All of you guys today, man. You guys are all popping
to
out.
this site to put the flames out. If you're wondering,
Yeah, you're right about that,
How
Hardwire.
did this look early this morning? Well, here you go. You can see how the flames
Oh
engulfed.
my goodness. War Gorilla, what's up, my man? Good morning. Man, all of you guys are coming in. Hit that like button, everybody.
This
Appreciate
ski
you guys.
Resort hotel. You can see it there on your screen. The flames coming through the windows, and then just putting into perspective, people trying to jump out of windows and scale
Why?
down the side, rappel down to try to get to safety.
Just
really
go down the
puts things into
stairs.
perspective. You can see how it does sit on the side of that cliff, as I just mentioned.
Oh, wow.
So it
Emerald.
did take a minute for emergency personnel.
I had
to
no
get
idea
there,
about
but then
that.
once they did, you
Good
can see
morning.
there with this wide scale view how they got right to work to try to put those flames out. We are told that other hotels in the vicinity were evacuated as well as a precaution, and then guests have been placed in other hotels in the area. We are told that a natural gas explosion at a hotel at another ski resort happened.
Now that is fucking funny. Steve Easy says everyone in Alabama has an $80,000 truck and a $13 house.
In central Turkey, injuring 4 people on this Tuesday as well.
Savage.
So a lot going on in this area. Just unfortunate news. 10 people dying, at least 32 injured. And I know they're going to be combing through the rubble to make sure.
Yo,
there
Tats
aren't
coming
any
in hot with the gifted sub, by the way, or gifted membership. Thank you for that. Shit. Let's see who it went out to. Let me see. Oh, K2 got it. That's my boy right there. Hell yeah. Thank you for that, Tats.
Left beneath, but I want to take you back out live right
We'll
now.
find my
6:02
brother
here on the East Coast.
Shout out to my
just so
man.
you can see what the destruction has
Sweden.
caused. You can see curtains just hanging to the side. You can see how embers continue to fall at this time. So we will continue to follow the very latest.
I bet.
On this
I didn't even think of it.
Again, the cause into the fire remains under investigation this morning. They are panning really quickly. So
yeah, I want to see what else the damage was.
Showing any other shots. Again, I did mention that when they first showed this image, you could still see
trying to catch
small
up with the
fires
chat, man.
still on the building, but you can see the roof and smoke just continues to paint a picture of the devastation at this hour. Okay, we are going to switch to another breaking news headline. We are following.
I thought you was going to say another break, like commercial break. No, we skipped those.
As it relates to the ceasefire, I want to take you out to Rafah, Gaza here at 6:02 on the East Coast. You're getting a live look as people are out there in full force. We're told that aid trucks have been arriving in Rafah, Gaza on this Tuesday amid the ceasefire.
All right, let me check my
Israel and Hamas.
Instagram.
And as the trucks were coming in, you could actually see people running to them to get aid in real time. If we're being honest and frank, we know there was a looming humanitarian crisis.
Lee, can I show this?
With Israel and Hamas ramped up back on October 7th.
Lee, let me know if I can show this. Let me know. You may not want me to because it's a work in progress. You know what I mean? But dude, that's dope.
But the conflict
that's insane. That's
definitely
awesome.
amplified the already situation that was underway. And you can see how there are construction trucks out there, people working to pick up the pieces. I want to show you all this shot, which further shows the devastation in real time. You can see homes, apartment buildings completely demolished because of the airstrikes.
I hope you are too.
And
when you said yes, sir. Okay, hold on.
To refuge.
Hold on. I want to be able to show this real quick. All right, let me bring this comment down. So when you send pictures on here, sometimes you can have them stay in here or you can have it just be sent and you have to hold it. Otherwise it disappears. So that's 2. You see the Jack Daniels. That's old number 7. You know that I love me some Jack Daniels, man. Look at that on both the top and the bottom saying Insane Wheels. Dude, that thing is awesome. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you for that. Sincerely. That's awesome, dude. Like, that's a huge W.
Can you see those images right
Yo, Buchicon, my man. 13 Buchicon up in the building with the membership, man. Thank you so much for signing up, man. You allow me to be able to do what I do with that right there. So I very much appreciate you. You know what I mean?
From Fox, how people were living and still living in tents with cows and cattle connected to them. They don't have basic necessities such as food and water. And then there were investigations underway into UNRWA, alleging that they were aiding Hamas in this conflict and that they were giving Hamas the food that was needed for the displaced people. So just a lot going on. You can see in the distance a man there walking through the rubble there. You'll see people picking up items and slinging them aside, I guess going through and combing through the items if they live in that area to see if they have.
Just look at the destruction. I mean, can you guys imagine living this way? Nonstop missiles over your head, nonstop worry about, rockets and missiles and gunfire nonstop. Like, could you imagine living like that? Like, us here, at least in America, we've never had to deal with some adversity like this. We've never had to deal with shit like this, ever. Like, this is nothing that we have ever dealt with. I don't even think that most of you guys could fathom. I can't even fathom it. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is hardcore, man. I got a lot of respect for people out there that especially choose to live in Israel because I would go visit it, but man, I would not want to live there. We have Brother Dean in the chat who lives in Israel and he sends me, some insane pictures and videos. And I'm sitting there going like, holy fuck, dude, that's what you have to deal with? Like, you can hear the gunfire right now from the choppers and shit like that. Like, you can hear that shit right here, right now. He's like, yeah, here, listen. It's fucking insane. I just can't even imagine.
Any mementos to take, but in real time, you are seeing the remnants of this
Appreciate you,
conflict as the
Buchicon.
ceasefire is still in place. So we will see how all of this goes and continue to follow the very latest.
Good
Again,
morning.
when we
Good
were
morning,
watching
David.
The
Good to
World
see you.
Economic Forum opening remarks
That's
during
right.
the 5
He's
o'clock hour,
home.
we did have this box up, and you can see how the trucks were arriving and how people were literally running towards the trucks to try to get any items
Savage.
they could to provide some relief to their lack of food and water on this Tuesday morning. All right, 6:05 here on the East Coast. Let's go ahead and take our first 2-minute commercial break of the 6 o'clock hour. We'll be right back.
Nope. So I do want to get into real quick. We're going to talk about President Trump's kickoff to the second day of his non-consecutive term. Second president in history to fucking do that, by the way. All right, I want to be able to hear what she's saying here. Yeah, come back from there. Found it.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm Jeanne Francine. Right now, we want to transition to your top political headlines as we are following the very latest, as we have a new commander-in-chief, President Donald Trump. I want to take you out to Washington, D.C. here at 6:07 on the East Coast, giving you a live look there
No
at
kidding.
the White House. The sun preparing to rise over the White House as President Donald Trump kicks off the second day of his second non-consecutive term. Only the second president in history to serve under those conditions.
I just said that.
Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor joining us in Washington this morning with the very latest on the executive orders he's signing and what you can expect for the future.
Look at this cat right now, by the way.
President Donald Trump's second day in office will likely mirror his first, jam-packed with items advancing his administration's goals for the nation.
The golden age of America begins right now.
With his eyes on the future, President Donald Trump says past struggles, like surviving last summer's assassination attempt at his Pennsylvania rally, are fueling his desire to lead.
I was saved by God to make America great again.
After taking the oath of office Monday and becoming the 47th commander-in-chief, Trump wasted no time signing a slew of executive orders into the night.
This is a proclamation guaranteeing the state's protection against invasion.
Many are related to immigration, with the president declaring a national emergency at the border and reinstating the Remain in Mexico policy, ending the use of the CBP One app, which helped thousands of migrants enter the...
Steve, I bet you're just sitting there just like watching it and taking it all in and just laughing all the way to the motherfucking bank. Shit.
country.
Approximately 1,500 people.
Trump also pardoned hundreds of people associated with the January 6th
That's right,
Capitol
Frank.
riot, as well as signed orders stating the U.S. government will only recognize two sexes, male and female. The president also hopes executive actions to ease regulations on oil and gas production will help combat energy costs and inflation. Meanwhile, with Senator Marco Rubio approved by the Senate as
My
Trump's
man, Brother Dean over there in Cali saying hi, smashing that like button. I very much appreciate you. And everyone else coming in, make sure you guys hit that like button, man. #1 metric of all of YouTube, man.
Secretary of State. Focus now remains on getting the rest of his cabinet confirmed. President Trump's
I see you in here, Em.
schedule continues today with meetings with House and Senate Republican leadership at the White House. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Rebecca, thank you so much. And speaking of a jam-packed schedule for President Trump, we are looking ahead right here on Live Now from Fox, as we will be showing in full the National Prayer Service live.
Yeah, I don't even care about
starting
that
at 10 o'clock
service, which
this
is
morning
happening
Eastern Time. Make sure
now. Okay, so what is happening here? That's what I want to talk about right here.
He is the second president in history to serve under those conditions. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor in Washington this morning. But the latest on the executive
we just fast forwarded like 2 hours.
Orders he's signing and what you can expect for the future. Good morning to you, Rebecca.
Christy, good morning. Donald Trump's second day in office will likely mirror his first, jam-packed as he works to push his agenda through. He's going to meet with House and Senate Republican leadership at the White House later today. And lawmakers here on the Hill have already been told to prepare to work nights and weekends to get his cabinet confirmed.
The golden age of America begins right now.
Okay, I think they're.
With his eyes on the
We'll see.
future, President
Is this-
Donald Trump says past struggles, like surviving last summer's assassination attempt at his Pennsylvania rally, are fueling his desire to lead.
I was saved by
Yeah,
God.
so they're doing a loop on that. Okay, just wanted to see if there was an update there. You know, I got to do my due diligence as someone that deals with, the media.
Storm coverage again.
Oh, Jesus. We just saw a whole bunch of fire over there on the West Coast, and now we're seeing a whole bunch of this shit. Fucking snow.
Welcome in here to Live Now from Fox. We're continuing our storm coverage again. This live look. This is out of downtown Houston, Texas, as millions of people
Houston, Texas.
are preparing now across the country for snow. And we can already see in some parts of the U.S. that it is already snowing. We've seen school closures.
Be good,
and
brother
people
Papa.
preparing,
Always
and
appreciate you, my
millions
man.
of people living along the Gulf Coast and into the Southeast are now bracing for a rare, significant winter storm that's expected to impact travel and lead to power outages due to heavy snow and ice starting. This all started last night, but we are expecting more of this into today. The Fox Forecast Center said confidence has increased in seeing record snow in places that aren't accustomed to it. So again, we're seeing that in Houston right now, but I did want to check
Really,
in with
Butchicon? That's a real thing? No way. I got to look into that. Bro, that's insane.
Mike Boylan. He is a storm chaser. He runs Mike's weather page. He's been with us for a lot.
You don't
of
run my
storm
weather
coverage,
page,
and
woman.
He's actually in Crystal
Just kidding.
River, Florida, which is on the Gulf Coast. I do want to bring him in right now as he's there ahead of the storm and he is preparing to storm chase. Thanks for
Question, because we're talking about the storm and, blizzard / snow. How many of you guys have snow right now? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys have snow currently on the ground where you live, and put a 2 if no. I want to know if anyone's actually, who's dealing with it and who's not.
for joining us as always, Mike. We appreciate having you.
Yeah, thanks. I'm bundled
Storm
up
chaser.
here. This is where we were during the hurricane season, and it's a complete 180. From a few short months ago, it seems like.
Yeah, well, okay, let's talk about why you chose Crystal River. What are we expecting to see there? Can you talk a bit about the location for those who may not be from Florida?
Yeah, we're going to get
Wow, a lot of you guys have snow.
Across Panhandle happening probably right now through Tallahassee and the Big Bend area. I'll be heading a little bit more north towards Tallahassee throughout the night. This area here is going to be freezing in the morning with precipitation.
Really? You guys, a lot of you guys are dealing with snow. I didn't realize how many of you are dealing with fucking snow right now. Are you serious? Wow. A lot of you guys are fucking dealing with snow right now. I mean, there's a handful that are not, but I'm not dealing with snow at all. It's cold as fuck, but it's no snow.
So they're going to be seeing some flurries as far south as Crystal River. I have a feeling, and this place it's kind of near and dear to me because they've had a lot of hurricanes and tornadoes, and now they're going to be dealing with possible wintry weather tomorrow morning. It's crazy.
Yeah, ice sucks.
Right,
that's the worst part right there. Ice, that is bullshit. That's when I actually advise. I don't even give a shit if you have a 4x4. If there's ice, man, if you don't have to go out, don't. You know what I mean? You're risking it. Snow is one thing, but when you're driving on fucking ice, black ice and shit like that, man, that's where I draw the line.
Hearing this word historic, right? And I do want to talk to you about that. But first, are you able to kind of show us with your phone what we're seeing right now? It doesn't look like a whole lot, but could you pan for us and just show us what you're seeing?
Yeah, it's just that real cold. It's 40 degrees here downtown Crystal River. Nice.
Hey, Dean, how warm or cold is it currently in Israel where you live? How warm or cold is it? I'm actually genuinely curious. I have no idea what, I don't know if it's cold. I don't know if it's hot, right? I know you're in the desert out there, but deserts get fucking cold as fuck too.
Community right on the water in the Gulf here and kind of close to the Big Bend area. And you can see behind me the mural on the wall. They got a lot of history and manatees and, it's just a true Florida town. So all locals up here are just giddy. You know, they're excited about the
Oh,
possibilities.
fuck that,
A little
Emerald.
bit farther north, though, it's a little bit more serious. You know, the state had to bring
Blizzard
in
warning?
snow plows,
Fuck.
salt the roads. I mean, things that we don't see down here. And then we got a blizzard in Louisiana, and you just showed Houston. You know, we were tracking Beryl. So it's crazy. You know, hurricane season for me are areas now that are being hit with these
Oh,
blizzards.
fuck that.
I mean, just a couple years ago, we were chasing.
Yeah, no, I have no business driving around if my washer fucking fluid froze. I have no business being outside the house. At that point, nah. Why you gotta go deal with that shit? Fuck that. I don't know. I'm not that tough, I guess, you know?
Hurricanes up in lower Louisiana, and it's unheard of to think that they're in a blizzard warning currently right now.
Yeah, and Mike, I'm showing our viewers this live look right now at New Orleans, Louisiana, because like I just said, we keep hearing that word historic. The National Weather Service saying we can see historic snowfall for the Gulf
Frank.
Coast, rare winter storm in the deep south. What about this really, though, is historic besides just the snowfall? Because a lot can make this weather historic, right? There's a lot of factors
Heat
that go into
wave.
this.
Holy shit, you guys are
Correct.
in
Well,
some cold
specifically
conditions.
For Florida, little tidbit, you know, the record for snowfall is
Emerald,
4
shut
inches,
up.
and several models are showing areas that could see 7, 8 inches possibly across the panhandle.
It's 21 degrees right now
and,
where
you
I
know,
live.
right there alone is something to think about. And, you know, back in the 70s when Tampa Bay had their infamous snowstorm, you know, we had 0.2 inches of snow.
That's
and
insane,
it created
SNS.
havoc. So I think that's what a lot of unknowns is. Areas
What's up,
that don't
Bob?
normally get ice and snow.
We're getting a temperature check right now. How cold is it for you where you live in Canada right now?
Oh, and just a little bit, and what it's going to actually do. You know, so as you mentioned, there's so many schools closed, preparing for this unknown, and then of course we have ice to work.
Fuck, what is 9 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit? Someone in the chat will let me know. Regarding, and put comma for Dean or whatever when you say it, because I'm way behind on the chat. Yeah. All right. Catching up.
On the south and east side.
But 35 is hot. I know that.
Story, almost into Jacksonville, lower Georgia, they could be seeing significant
15
power
for you?
outages.
Damn.
It only takes about 1/10 of an inch on some of these power lines before they get weighted down and potentially see, you know, power lines down. So that's another story that's yet to come.
Yeah, and staying in Florida, I did just want to pull this up on the screen for our viewers that Governor Ron DeSantis did declare a state of emergency for the state yesterday, saying dangerously cold temperatures are being felt across North Florida this week. Of course.
Hey, but let me know when you do, Steve, for real. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess we'll be on the show, right? You can let me know when I'm on the show, or you can, you know, message me, text me, or whatever.
Of course, Mike, you are in Florida.
I like
You're
to
storm
keep
chasing
track
there.
of
Can
where
you
my
talk
people,
about
you
your
know,
plan?
safety
Because,
wise.
I mean, I'm not a storm chaser. I'm sure a lot of our viewers are not storm chasers. Can you share with us your plan here?
Well, it's funny. My wife called a little bit ago. We have friends with kids up at FSU.
I don't blame you,
and they're
Bob.
closed down for 2 days, and I got invited to a frat party. So Floridians usually do hurricane parties, but I don't think anybody really knows what to expect. The number one comment I've heard is, you know, I've never seen snow in my life. I know so many people are going northbound to see it for the first time.
I come from California, but man, I know what the snow is like. I used to go up to the
Also,
mountains all the
A
time.
little bit of fear I'd be seeing with this ice. And, you know, Tallahassee specifically is probably where I'm going to end up heading tonight. There's a lot of hills, a lot of roads. Just, you know, that could
4
be a
a.m.,
big factor. We got
80.
Interstate 10 all the way, you know, across the upper Gulf is going to be impacted. And then we got the, you know, Carolinas are in a winter storm warning too. So, you know, showing that graphic of winter storm warnings from Texas all the way to Carolina. And you know, you're talking about the Atlantic coast, the Outer Banks.
Negative 14 degrees in Celsius? What the fuck is that in Fahrenheit? Negative 14 in Celsius? Ah, fuck that. No
it's just
way.
Not us here in Florida, you know, experiencing it. It's a lot of folks that don't ever get this type of weather.
Right, and I'm showing the shot again of downtown Houston because we can really see the snow coming down there. And Mike, can you just spell it out for our viewers what they should really expect here? Because we know different parts of the U.S.
So it's not too bad. But it is a little cold. It is a little chilly out. You know what I mean? But for me, that's still t-shirt weather. You know, but that's crazy. Thank you for that, Buchicon.
Impacted, but what can we really expect as we've already had some school closures, for example?
Yeah, well, the roads are the biggest thing. You don't want to be out driving. Black ice, is scary.
What? Holy shit. We are getting is it Canuck or Chinook? I don't know how to pronounce that properly. I'm sorry. Was negative 35 on the weekend in Celsius. And today it is positive 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, so you used Fahrenheit. So damn, it jumped that much? Holy shit. Do people get really sick when the weather kind of changes dramatically like that? Like that's a huge jump.
You've seen these videos just a couple weeks ago in Atlanta. So travel is very dangerous. You can't see the ice on the roadways, and it doesn't take.
There's no point in me putting my leg on if I ain't leaving the house. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna be real. There's 0 point. I just pogo everywhere. I'm a little Tigger. You know what I mean? No need for it. Now, if I'm leaving the house, of course I'm putting on the leg. You know what I mean? But so the leg has nothing to do with the cold, I guess. It's just whether or not that I leave this fucking house.
Much. So that's the number one concern more than anything is the driving on the roads. And you think it's okay. You think it's just snow, but it's what's underneath it. It can cause a lot of problems. So, staying off the highways and then of course being prepared.
They're good,
for power
Pablo.
outages.
Chad always wins.
There are going to be a lot of folks without power. So you need to be prepared. That's why people go to the stores and get stocked up, just like in hurricane season. You could have days or even a week or so without power, especially these areas that might get a lot of ice. So it's kind of like
cold.
It is in hurricane season. You got to prepare for potential days without power and kind of stuck. I read some of the wintry weather advisories for New Orleans. And they're saying roads could be impassable for days. So that could definitely disrupt travel and airport closures, deliveries. I have a friend of mine that works at 18-wheeler, and they're shutting down. So it affects a lot of things, not just
What's
today,
up, Sarah?
But through the rest of the week.
I very much appreciate that.
All right, Mike Boylan,
wow,
stay
hold
safe
on. Sarah says, good evening. And for us, good morning. You know what I mean? So vice versa. She's actually, look at this. This is badass. Sarah from Dublin, Ireland supports Trump, saying, good evening. I subscribe to the channel. I enjoy your content watching from Ireland. I get weird looks from people with my Trump gear. I lived in America most of my life, but born in Ireland. Wow, that's fucking amazing, actually. W. I was just saying how Chad always wins, man, and look at that. That's awesome, by the way, Sarah. I very much appreciate you hanging out with us. That's very, very, very cool.
There, stay warm. You should probably put on more than just
shout out to Ireland, by the way.
Sweatshirt that you've got on there if it's going to be that cold.
Well, I think I'll be tuning in with y'all later. So I'll be actually in the snow here the next time we see you. So I'll look forward to that.
All right. Yes, we will be having Mike on to check in periodically with us as he does Storm Chase. Thanks as always, Mike. We'll see you later.
Okay. So real quick, Barbie says a quick conversion, not exact, but pretty close. Negative 14 degrees Celsius plus negative 14 Celsius plus 32 equals 4 degrees Fahrenheit. Holy shit. We're going into straight mathematics over here, conversion rates and all this bullshit.
All right. And before we do go to another break, I did want to let you know about this live event that did just pop up here. This is going to be Vice President J.D. Vance swearing in Senator Marco Rubio as U.S. Secretary of State. We did know that he was confirmed yesterday by the Senate, and we are expecting more of these confirmations to come for the rest of President Donald Trump's cabinet, but that is set to start here in just about
appreciate that, Jess.
10 minutes or so.
Very much appreciate that. Hit that like button, everybody.
We will bring it to you. We are going to go wait.
Yep, we already know that because we already watched that. Let me go ahead and now catch up with what is currently happening. We see some ruling or something like that.
There's a deep
confirmation hearing.
Anti-Israel bias within the United Nations that has only grown stronger since Hamas's horrendous, unprovoked attack against Israel on October 7th. This sentiment was spearheaded by the UN Relief and Works Agency, UNRWA, which had numerous employees participate in October 7th terrorist attacks and allowed its schools and facilities to be used by Hamas. Remember, These are U.S.
Catching up,
tax
catching up.
dollars that partially help fund UNRWA. For years, I have led my colleagues on legislation to end the U.S. contributions to this anti-Semitic organization, which
Nothing else in the media
employs terrorists.
so far. Trump
UNRWA.
is in some sort of church right now, and so they're filming him live at this very second at some church right now.
Must go.
So we'll wait for
what I've just described is not
the
what
next
the
headline.
American people want out of their taxpayer dollars.
But I do want to hear
contributions
this.
Should serve America's interests first, and I know you will bring that message to the United Nations system loud and clear. Representative Stefanik, I believe it is reasonable to evaluate every UN agency to determine if what they are doing is directly beneficial to America and hold them account until the answer is a resounding yes. Anything less should not be tolerated. If these agencies cannot be changed, and at this point, the U.S. should seriously examine if further contributions and indeed participation in the UN is even beneficial to the American people. I'm interested to hear your plans for change at the UN, and I look forward to seeing the tremendous
Much love
work
and respect,
I
Brother
know
Warland.
that you will do for our country and to make the world a safer place for future generations. Thank you. Senator Shaheen.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and welcome, Congresswoman Stefanik. Welcome
good,
to your
Warland.
family who's with you today as well. Now, whether fighting the spread of infectious diseases or stemming the flow of fentanyl that kills Americans, combating transnational crime that costs Americans billions of dollars, negotiating political settlements to dangerous conflicts, the work of the United Nations directly affects Americans all across this country. We benefit from UN peacekeeping missions that would otherwise fall to the American military. We are better off because of efforts to stabilize societies and provide life-saving assistance in places like Sudan, Syria, and Ukraine. And we don't just do this out of the goodness of our hearts. We fund these efforts because they make Americans, as Secretary Rubio said in his hearing, safer, stronger, and more prosperous. Equally important,
Appreciate that, Lee.
if we don't do it, our adversaries and competitors will. Representative Stefanik, welcome again to this committee.
Yep. You know what my take is on NATO, UN, all of it, EU, defund all of it, defund every bit of it. We don't need shit. We don't need we don't need any of this shit. Defund all of it 2025.
Committee, congratulations on your nomination to be U.S. Ambassador.
It'd be a big win for Americans.
From working in the Bush administration on the Domestic Policy Council to being the youngest woman elected to Congress, you have strong credentials and the relevant experience for this role. But today I'd really like to hear your vision for the United States at the United Nations. I've certainly taken note of the skepticism in the United Nations expressed by others in the incoming administration and also expressed by your introducers today and Chairman Risch. In the past, you have voted to defund the United Nations and its specialized agencies. Certainly, I would agree that the United Nations is an imperfect body, but the UN is also a force multiplier of American taxpayer money. U.S. disengagement is something our adversaries want, especially Russia and China. At his hearing last week, Secretary Rubio said China is our most potent and dangerous adversary.
Shit, man, that sounds good right there. Steve says, I'm heading out for some lunch with some homies. Y'all be safe and enjoy the day. You too, my man. Be safe out there. Always appreciate you.
And Beijing's contribution to the UN is almost 7 times what it was 2 decades ago. China has had great success increasing the number of nationals employed at the UN. And so when we cut back, they are ready and very eager to fill that void. Under the first Trump administration, the U.S. withdrew from UNESCO, an agency that, among many things, combats anti-Semitism and establishes international technology standards that affect our industries.
Man, how long are they going to fucking film Trump in church?
When we step back,
every
Beijing
movie he does
stepped
now
in
is going to be
and
filmed.
is now UNESCO's largest financial contributors. So I'm really interested in your thoughts on how the U.S. can compete with China across every United Nations agency. One agency at the UN that I think is particularly important is the UN Population Fund, or UNFPA. Globally, 1 in every 5 girls is married before reaching age 18. Too many girls in too many countries, as you know very well, face female genital mutilation and forced child marriage. UNFPA provides critical reproductive and maternal care. It reaches 3 times.
Why do I care what the fuck they do over there? I don't fucking care. I don't care what you guys do over there. I don't care. Has nothing to do with us. Why are we fucking telling other people how to live their lives? Why are we fucking butting in? It's insane to me. I don't care what they do over there.
Times as many countries as our bilateral family planning program. And in some areas like Darfur and Kordofan, it is the main provider of life-saving reproductive health supplies. Things like childbirth delivery kits that reduce infection for women giving birth outside clinical settings. I believe its work is irreplaceable. Now, if confirmed, I hope we can work together to advance United States interests at the UN. Because when the United States takes a leadership role at the UN, Americans and people around the world are better off. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I welcome the testimony of Congresswoman Stefanik and hearing her views.
Thank you so much, Senator Shaheen. And Representative Stefanik, the floor is yours.
Chairman Risch, Ranking Member Shaheen, distinguished members of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, thank you for the opportunity to appear today. I would also like to thank
all 3-letter agencies within the U.S.
senators from both sides of the aisle who met with me over the past several weeks. It is the honor of my lifetime to earn President Trump's nomination to serve in his cabinet as U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations. If confirmed, I stand ready to implement President Trump's mandate from the American people to deliver America First, peace through strength, national security leadership on the world stage. Before I begin, I'd like to personally recognize my family. We all know in public office that we would not have the opportunity to serve were it not for the support of our loved ones. I'd like to begin with my mom, dad, and brother, Melanie, Ken, and Maddie. My dad was here with me today, and my mom and brother are watching closely from upstate New York. There is no question that I would not be here without their lifetime of unconditional love, support, and encouragement, and for that, I am forever grateful. I also want to thank my incredibly supportive husband, Matt, who is also here, and of course, most importantly, our pride and joy, our 3-year-old son, Sam, who made his debut in the U.S. Senate. He's comfortable on the House side. It's new in the Senate. So thank you for the warm welcome. Sam is by far our greatest blessing. Of all the titles I have held, Congresswoman, Chairwoman, Representative, or Ambassador if confirmed, my most important title will always be Mom. I appear before you today as a daughter, sister, wife, mother, Congresswoman, a patriotic upstate New Yorker, and a proud American. I believe deeply in the American dream because I've had the opportunity to live it. I was born and raised in upstate New York, the cradle of the American Revolution. I grew up in a small business family where my parents instilled in me the importance of hard work, ingenuity, and grit. I was blessed to be the first member of my immediate family to have the opportunity to graduate from college. I graduated from Harvard with honors and then worked at the White House, in the West Wing, on the Domestic Policy Council, and in the Chief of Staff's office. After nearly a decade working in public policy in Washington, I returned home to work in my family's small business and decided to run for Congress. In 2014, I was elected to Congress, making history as the youngest woman ever elected at the time. In Congress, I have fought tirelessly for the hardworking families of New York's 21st District, delivering significant bipartisan results on their committees.
I'm going to skip a little bit.
On these national security committees, I have legislated on a number of critical issues ranging from military readiness, emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and cybersecurity. When discussing this nomination with President Trump, the president shared with me that he sees great promise in the United Nations if it focuses on its founding mission of international peace and security.
Yo, Jess, sending in 5 gifted memberships, by the way. Man, thank you so much for that, Jess. Sincerely. Let's see if they went out to people. They did. Double W for them actually handing them out. So thank you so much for that, Jess. That really means the world to me. I appreciate that.
President Trump has long advocated for peace and no new wars. He delivered the Abraham Accords, the largest step to regional peace in the Middle East in a quarter century. If confirmed, I will work to ensure that our mission to the United Nations serves the interests of the American people and represents President Trump's America First, Peace Through Strength foreign policy. As the world faces crisis after crisis, with hostages, including Americans, still held in Hamas's captivity, to national security challenges ranging from China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran, it has never been more critical for the United States to lead with strength and moral clarity. This is especially important regarding our most precious ally, Israel,
No kidding, Emerald.
who faced the bloodiest day for the Jewish people since the Holocaust on October 7th, 2023. As a member of Congress, I also understand deeply that we must be good stewards of U.S. taxpayer dollars. The U.S. is the largest contributor to the UN by far. Our tax dollars should not be complicit in propping up entities that are counter to American interests, anti-Semitic, or engaging in fraud, corruption,
I gotta
or
agree.
terrorism.
I gotta agree.
We must invest in programs to strengthen our national security and deliver results. To increase the efficacy of UN programs, we must drive reform. If confirmed, I will be the first UN ambassador in over 2 decades to come directly from Congress, and I have deep respect and understanding of the oversight and appropriations role of the legislative branch, and I look forward to using my strong House and Senate relationships to deliver these much-needed reforms. We are truly at a critical point in history. The world must be reminded of the key mission of the United Nations and America's role as its formative leader. Following
good,
the
Brother Blair.
devastation, carnage, and Holocaust of World War II, the world was desperate for peace, stability, human rights and dignity, and world order. As outlined in Article...
Just sent in another 5, making it 10. I very much appreciate that, Jess. Shit. Me and the cat very much appreciate that. And everyone that got gifted as well. Yep, they distributed. They love me again. YouTube loves me again. Thank you so much for that, Jess.
Article 1, Chapter 1 of the UN Charter, the purpose of the United Nations is to maintain international peace and security, develop friendly relations among nations based on a shared respect for the principle of equal rights, solve international problems, and harmonize the actions of nations in the attainment of common ends. The UN has not lived up to this founding mission, and we must demand better. It is imperative to ensure strong American leadership at the United Nations. I share President Trump's vision of a UN reformed by strong America First, Peace Through Strength.
I don't. Defund it all.
And return to this.
Look how many fucking people are watching this shit right now. Holy shit, I didn't even realize how many people were going to be watching this. That's a lot of motherfucking people right now watching. That's more than like, the only thing that hits numbers like this is usually like the not even the Cali wildfires were up that high. I mean, it was close. It was like 125,000. But like Trump, 500,000, 55,000. And then yesterday was like 1.6, 1.7 million people. Or no, it did jump over 2 million. Yeah.
Founding mission of promoting peace and security around the world.
Oh my fucking God.
In closing,
yes. For another 5, making it 15. Damn. Holy shit, Jess. Thank you so much for that. Man, that really is very, very kind of you. And
will forever be grateful to my constituents in New York's 21st District for giving me the opportunity to serve them as their voice at the highest levels of Congress. 10 years ago, upstate and North Country voters took a chance on a young, first-time, unknown candidate who very few believed could win. So I just want to thank the hardworking families, small businesses, farms, law enforcement officers, military families, veterans, seniors, so many with whom I've had worked so closely to deliver results on behalf of our communities. Thank you especially to my extraordinarily dedicated staff in both the district and...
Yo, Frank, where's mine? Where's mine, homie?
In Washington offices for serving tirelessly for the past decade. If confirmed, my family and I are excited for this next chapter to serve on President Trump's cabinet in this role, and I commit to the
Not
American
all government.
people
You can't
that
do
I will
that.
work my very hardest in the coming years to lead with moral clarity and American values. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you very much, Congressman. We appreciate those remarks. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do a round of questions. We're going to do 5-minute questions. the ranking member and I have discussed that and agreed to that. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean it's going to end it. We're going to attempt to do another 5-minute round for those who are anxious to have more questions answered.
Trump is still in church, still getting filmed in church. Motherfucker been in there for a minute.
So with that, let me start. First of all, I was impressed to hear what President Trump has always insisted on.
They should have already lost their job. I know who you're talking about, like New Scum, kind of like what's her name, Karen Bass. You know, definitely. Like those two should be held accountable. Bye-bye, motherfuckers. Yo, Jess White. Holy shit. How many is that now? Are we up to 20? Oh my fucking God. We are up to 20 fucking gifted memberships. And they sent them out. I keep saying that because if you guys are new, for some reason, when people would send in gifted memberships, they wouldn't distribute. And then if they don't distribute, then people get their refund back. It's just automatic after 3 days. Very interesting how now all of a sudden the shit is working right when Trump gets into office type shit. You know, now freedom. We have a little bit more freedom of speech now.
And certainly talked to us about, and that is the fact that the founding mission of the UN is such a bright and brilliant light. The difficulty is the execution of their mission bears no resemblance to what their original mission was, which is really unfortunate.
What? No, you most likely have before, guaranteed. If they don't distribute, if they do, now sometimes they won't show, and then they do distribute later, like throughout the day or whatever. But if it doesn't distribute after 3 days, it sends it back to you. So yeah,
and
it's weird.
We have.
It shows it on my analytics and everything. Like I got the money and then I lost the money. Yeah, it actually shows that shit.
In the future, rely more and more on doing bilateral and multilateral agreements with other countries without the United Nations, and to perform some of the things that the United Nations is attempting to do ourselves. We're the United States of America. We can do anything.
Yep, that's true, Sarah.
And we certainly can perform those functions. The best example I can give you is the Abraham Accords. The Abraham Accords are probably going to be looked at in history as a turning point in the Middle East. It was done under President Trump last time. It was President Trump's administration who was the leading force on this, and the United Nations had absolutely nothing to do with it. And it is a great success in the Middle East, or a place where you see very few great successes. So we can do these things. We put
we can do it ourselves.
A tremendous amount of money into the United Nations to do things that we can do. For instance, feeding folks. We do a lot of it ourselves through USAID, but we do a lot through the UN. In doing that, the UN has hired, for instance, UNRWA to do it, an organization I don't want anything to do with. I don't want any connection to UNRWA. And yet here we are working with them. So I think there's a lot of things that we can do to start with.
Very true, Charles.
That will ratchet down the number of people that are clogging the New York streets up there with employees from other places, and make it a mission that's our own. Your thoughts?
Thank you, Chairman Risch. I wanted to point out, and
I think that's good enough for the media today. You know what I mean? I think that's a good place to go ahead and end. With that being said, man, I cannot thank you guys enough for being in here. And you guys give me the ability to be able to do my dream. And I'm living that dream. So I very much appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit that like button. #1 metric of all of YouTube, helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. Stick around, everybody. We're going to be raiding Chaotic Truth. Go ahead and let them know it is a Mike Ball raid when we go ahead and send you guys over. Stick around, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for more of the world's madness. Much love, honor, respect, and God bless.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul. We're to submit.